Hi guys. So today I wanted to address something that I was talking about on Facebook, where certain people were addressing the issue of South Africans being lazy because they want to close their shops at a certain time, and then these foreigners are opening their tuck shops until late, and they saw this as a particular work ethic that shows that they are not lazy, and we as South Africans are very lazy. Now I wanted to record this in isiZulu because I wanted Zulu people to actually hear it, those that are always insisting that I mustn't speak English, but I don't want to isolate other people as well. But I do feel like this message is very important, and it goes back to that particular thing of saying that people who are foreigners that are running tuck shops until a particular time are hard workers because we are lazy. You know, for the very longest time, I also didn't understand certain things because I took them at face value. You know, when you see these shops open forever, you think, wow, these people love working. Then you start noticing a trend and you realize, no man, this is not really about hard work. And what is going on is really not as good as we make it seem like it is. So here's where I'm going with this. We know that now there's a lot of human trafficking of Ethiopians and Somalians who are coming into the country, that they are placing in these different tuck shops, and then they play in Kabi to look after those shops because they know that should the community get angry, they've got certain people that they call to take out guns and try and kill these people. If you didn't know this, well, I'm telling you, this is how they protect their shops and make their businesses seem like they're thriving. They pay people to look after the shops. So there are South Africans who are benefiting from Somalians and Ethiopians running these shops because they pay them a certain amount to look after them. Now, with that being said, these shops, one, they thrive on human trafficking, so they fetch all these men from Ethiopia and Somalia to come here and run these shops in these different places, right? And one trend that we've seen, these men obviously have an idea that sleeping with young girls is a thing, so they end up raping them, etc., etc. And then on top of that, their shops don't close because now they've got into the business of selling drugs in those tuck shops. That's why you'll see a lot of young boys hanging around those tuck shops, or even girls now, you know, because it's become a hub for drugs. They're working with Nigerians most of the time to sell these drugs, and it's become a business. They're booming, and you must notice that they get even a trend with Malawians now being the assistants in these shops. They live in these shops with these human traffickers. And remember, the people that are benefiting from these tuck shops are not the ones working in the tuck shops. So the ones that are benefiting are the big kingpins of Somalia or Ethiopia, who apparently run this trafficking ring. So they would fetch them from Ethiopia and Somalia and they'd come here and they'd sell, but they're not the ones that are making money, because remember, these people live in this shop. They've got no life outside this shop, right? Now here's where I'm going with this. When people started criticizing South Africans for closing their shops at a certain time, it reminded me of why those shops were closed. Now, do you remember that when we were kids, we all knew that at a certain time, when the sun starts going down, we all have to rush back home. We all knew this was a normal practice. When the sun starts going down, you know it's a sign for you to go back home. Now, why was this a thing? It was a thing because that is when family time was supposed to come in. So having a particular time where kids knew that they have to go home, the father knew that he's not on the street, his family He needs to be home to make sure that his kids are also in the house. Family was a family time, family moments. We would be watching television at that time because we wouldn't be on the streets. Now, with all the changes that are happening in this country, with people coming in and changing the way we do things, where we think this is empowering us, but in the end it's hurting us. Because what are the benefits of opening a tuck shop until 10 o'clock for an ordinary South African? Because if an ordinary South African knows that a shop closes at 6, they'll make sure that whatever they need to buy, they have already bought by 6 o'clock. But now, 10 o'clock, people are still finding reasons to go to a tuck shop. What kind of culture does that create? When you know that even little kids are being sent to a shop at 10 o'clock, they come to a shop, there's boys hanging out there already, they're doing drugs and what and all kinds of activities. We are moving away from our own cultural norms and practices, thinking that it's to our benefits when it's actually not. What happened to the family structure now? What has happened with bars and places of drinking, places where you can access alcohol, being opened until very late at night every single day of the week? What has that done to the family structure? What has that done to the discipline of the young children of South Africa who don't even know what time they need to be home? Being on the streets even at 10 o'clock at night has become a normal thing. It's not what we used to. We used to be home at a certain time, and there was a reason why we were home. With that, there were memories that were created. The levels of GBV were not as much as it is right now. The levels of rape were not as much as it is right now. The levels of everything that's going on that is wrong in this country were not as it is right now, because the family was doing family things and being family, not out on the streets doing things that we don't even know. And you guys take these small things for granted, and I'm telling you, it starts with the small things where you change your cultural practices and norms, thinking that you're accommodating or growing or it's a change of things, but you're actually ruining things more than you think. So I'm telling you, this tuck shop business, don't look at it in a small scale way as some of you are looking at it. I keep talking about our traditions, our cultures, our values, our economy when I talk about the influx of illegal immigrants. And I'm telling you, it's by no mistake. There is a design to it. Because I even saw a video where they were talking about even creating a voter that is not the generic, normal, ordinary voter, that is of the origins of this country, that is also part in contributing to the influx of illegal immigrants, the crime, the change of culture, the introduction of certain religions or traditions that we're not used to. You guys need to think further than what you think. I'm going to record another video because I want this video to go back to the way that you guys think when it comes to this illegal immigration thing. And I know some of you are still going to say xenophobia. But one day it's going to land what I'm telling you to some people. That it's not normal. It's not normal to be surrounded by people from all over in your own country, making you feel uncomfortable. It's not normal. Do not normalize it. Do not allow it. As South Africans, change your mindset. Change it and really become more aware of what the true meaning of an influx of illegal immigrants is to you, to your country, to the future of the country.